Let's watch the video. Roll it. Keemstar, whatever happened to Keemstar? Roll it. It's just, there is no Schadenfreude here. I know some people will get Schadenfreude, and I can't blame them for getting Schadenfreude out of seeing stuff like this. I get none of it. I just say, Journal de Montréal, if you can imagine it, when that journalist, when the reporter from Global News or whatever it was, collapsed live on TV, had previous posts about getting a certain medical intervention, and I asked the obvious question, when did you last get a jibby jab? And then they write about me in Journal de Montréal, which is the Journal of Montreal, suggesting that I'm a conspiracy theorist. Oh, I want to pull an Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, Dana White moment and say, go F yourself, but I'm not going to, because it's still early in the day. But I've got questions. And wait until you see this. We'll bring up the video, and then we'll just, bring up legit questions. End Wokeness posted this. It's horrifying to watch, because every now and again, I'll be doing a stream and you get overwhelmed with panic. Like you realize you've been talking for 35 seconds. You have no idea what the hell you're saying. You're losing your thoughts. You think you look like an idiot. You want to throw up. It happens. Collapsing live while reporting. Maybe we haven't been looking for it, but it hasn't been happening like this. Ville de Montréal, City of Montreal, this is Valérie Plante.
Direct them to other kinds of services. So I would... Oh non, je sais pas. Merci beaucoup. S'il vous plaît, on va arrêter les caméras, merci.
What? Oh yeah, you gotta stop the cameras. On va arrêter les caméras. Gotta stop the cameras. Can't let people see what's actually happening in this world. That's Valérie Plante. It's terrible. It's horrifying. You hope she's all right. What the hell happened? What the hell happened? Apparently, it's not even the first time this year that she's had a medical emergency. So maybe she's got something totally unrelated. I don't remember the name of the journalist who says she knows what happened. There are any number of reasons why something like this can happen. People get dizzy, people get nauseous, people throw up. It happens. I don't want to tell you what I'm drinking. It's not anything entertaining. It has caffeine in it. I don't know what this crap is. It's not, I shouldn't have done it. Tastes good, but I should have done it. It's not the first time she's had an incident this year, so it makes the news. Another collapsing journalist, politician, anchor, whatever. It makes the news, and then you demonize the people who say this isn't normal. Going to Daily Mail. Shocking moment. Montreal Mayor Valérie Plante collapses while giving speech live on TV. Valérie Plante was speaking at a news conference in City Hall Tuesday morning when she suddenly went silent and dropped to the ground mid-sentence. Happens all the time, people. Aides rushed to her side, walked her to a nearby elevator. An ambulance took Plante to a hospital. Since her health scare, Plante said she's feeling better and is currently in stable condition. It was her second health scare in 2023. Just go down. Shocking moment, yada, yada. She was speaking to City Hall, and we'll get to it. Okay, I don't know that there's going to be much more news to this. She addressed this in Tuesday, providing an update on her condition to her followers on X. What did she say? This morning I felt uneasy during my press conference, she wrote in French. Fortunately, I'm better. Thank you very much for the support. I was able to meet my medical team. I'm doing well. However, as a preventative measure, to fully get back into shape, I will have to reduce the pace of my activities in the coming days. I will have to be absent from the city council meetings this evening, exception, yada, yada. Her office explained the mayor experienced malaise for the second time this year, but was out of danger. Preventative measure, she will not attend a city council meeting. Who cares? Who cares like that, but you know what I mean. It's not the first time Plante missed work due to an illness. Earlier this year, medical condition caused her to cancel her appearance at a news conference. An assistant said she had suffered a malaise at the time. Malaise is what we know what it is. It means nothing and everything. Many wished her well. I'm thinking of you, yada, yada. Glad you're recovering well. But some crazy conspiracy theorists are wondering if it had anything to do with any number of jabs or boosters that she did in fact have. Just go back. The internet's forever. Remember when, let me see here. Here we go. Do you remember when Valérie Plante posted, or the City News posted this? When was this from, people? June 25th, 2021. Normal is on its way, end quote. That's what Montreal Mayor Valérie Plante tweeted Friday after receiving her second vaccine. urging those who haven't made their appointment yet to do so. As of Friday, people who received 2 doses can gather inside without a mask. Oh, thank you. Can you... It would be... I don't want to have a medical issue live by having blood pressure make my head explode. Do you remember when the science was that if you had 2 doses, you could gather inside without a mask? Science, people. And we were the idiots to say, this makes absolutely no sense. This is a Milgram experiment. But let's play the video.
Montreal Mayor Valérie Plante was among those receiving their second vaccine jab on Friday. After receiving AstraZeneca for her first shot, it was now time for Pfizer. Posting on Twitter later,
what the hell does that mean? After getting the AstraZeneca, it was now time for Pfizer? Did Pfizer do any tests? Were they crossed over which jabs you took as the pair? Oh yeah, you could just go AstraZeneca, then you can go Johnson & Johnson, then go back to Pfizer. Oh yeah, well, they do Moderna just so you get the full grand slam.
Normal is on its way, but there is still work to be done to get everyone on board and vaccinated.
Normal on its way. Let's flashback to her collapsing. Normal's on its way. By the way, I'm making no medical conclusions that there's any correlation between this. YouTube overlords. This is just news that is on the internet for everyone to see.
We hope we can end COVID this summer. Starting Friday, people who have received 2 doses of a vaccine will be permitted to gather inside without a mask. A maximum of 3,500 will also be allowed at outdoor festivals.
Hypothetically, just hypothetically, if there were a correlation, would the general public not be within its not constitutional rights, God-given rights to know? Would they not be within their rights to know that we were experimented on and some people are now publicly, very publicly showing the signs? Maybe if it undermined everything they did and coerced people to do, if it exposed them to liability for having immunized, hypothetically, just going back to Anthony Housefather's description of how these companies were just churning the crap out, garbage in, garbage out. 2 jabs as of June 2021. How many is she up to? When was her last one? Is it related? Inquiring minds want to know, or everyone else who was so experimented on. Not making any connections. I'm just saying this happened to her. Oh, but hold on here. Where was it? Valérie Plante. Here we go. Look at this. Remember, this is the Valérie Plante. What year? October 2021. Valérie Plante plans to make vaccination mandatory for Montreal's elected officials. That's funny. Life can only be understood backwards, people, but it must be lived forwards. Kierkegaard. All of this makes a lot more sense reading it in reverse. Municipal party leaders in favor. Discussions are underway to impose vaccination on all City Hall employees. No one forced you to do anything. Don't you remember that? No one forced you. This is not what we call a franchisisme, like a French, when you translate something from French into English. Imposer is imposer is to get someone to do something, or... No one forced you to do anything, but the discussion underway to impose vaccination on all City Hall employees. You don't want it? Piss off, you don't get a job anymore. Nobody forced you to do anything. We just imposed it on you, and if you chose to refuse the imposition and quit your job, well, that's on you. A mandate requiring Montreal City Council's next elected officials to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Fully. Now it means just a booster every 6 months. And who knows what happens? According to the incumbent mayor, Valérie Plante, no one without 2 shots should be allowed to enter Montreal City Hall. This is where people are going to get schadenfreude out of this if there is a connection. And even if there's not, people are going to say, yeah, there's karma on this earth. Some people are going to say that. I'm not saying that. Part of me, the devil on my left, might want me to say that. The thought comes through my mind. And I say humans are humans, even if they are awful, awful humans. Yeah. No one without 2 shots should be allowed to enter Montreal City Hall. Wrong on efficacy. And the only question is, were they also wrong on that other half of that statement? Blank and blank. Safe and effective. Well, there were certainly... Aspiring municipal officials are required to lead by example, said Plante in a Friday tweet. Wow. You know what? Let me open up that tweet. Go back to that one. Yeah. Lead by example. Wow. This is why all elected officials will have to be able to show their vaccination passport during the next meeting. Nobody knows what her medical condition is. She's had 2 of them in 2023. She had 2 of something else in 2021, and she probably had a number of others in 2022. Who knows? Don't ask, don't tell. I'm going to leave that window open so I can look at that afterwards. It's disgusting. I mean, it's yeah, but there's nothing to see. There's nothing to ask. And if you dare ask it, hey, Journal de Montréal, go write up a piece about me tomorrow. When was Valérie Plante's last jab? How many has she had? And is there any correlation between her second medical malaise and the fact that she might be jacked to the max? Asking. Did any journalist ask this? Of course not. It's rude. They could ask you to show your vaccination to get into City Hall, but we can't ask the collapsing mayor when her last shot was. It's amazing how that works. I want to swear so. Child's in the other room. I don't think he can hear me. I think he's watching a movie, but I'm not going to do it anyhow. All right. Wasn't it the PM of New Zealand who collapsed, jabbed, and a blonde reporter who face planted on the desk with her co-host says, oh, not again, and that comedian who slumped... Dude, there's so many of them, John. There's so many of them. It's beyond description. There was the comedian who fell, cracked her skull when she landed on the ground, and she was making a joke about it. I got all my shots at the same time, and then she made a joke about Jesus loving her. And then she literally collapsed, smacked her head on the floor. Everyone thought it was part of the skit. She cracked her skull. There are countless journalists who have collapsed live on air.